Special Operations Room activated to prevent Mpox outbreak in Malaysia. TVET graduate marketability rate increases to over 97%. Salam Malaysia, Madani. Thanks for choosing Malaysia tonight. I'm Renee Fong. The government has activated a special operations room at the National Crisis Preparedness and Response Centre, CPRC, from 16th August to monitor and prevent the spread of the Mpox outbreak. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the operations room is tasked with overseeing the outbreak, both domestically and internationally, while also coordinating with ASEAN countries on preventive and control measures. While no new Mpox cases have been reported since November 2023, he urged the public to remain vigilant and seek immediate medical attention if symptoms arise.
Infectious disease macam ni, we'll never know. Somebody coming from dengan tabiat, dengan apapun behavior mereka itu, MSM ini, kita waktu sangat mustahak untuk kita terus-terusan memantau. Ini yang saya sebutkan tak perlu alamis betul, tapi jangan terlalu selesa. Jangan terlalu alam, jangan terlalu selesa, maka kita tahu. Sebab apa? Sebab WHO telah mengisytiharkan PHEIC, apa yang dikatakan sebagai public health emergency of international concern. Jadi dengan itu kita kena ambil faham.
Between 16th to 22nd August, a total of 1.8 million travellers were screened at the country's entry points. 13 laboratories nationwide are prepared to conduct diagnostic tests for the virus as part of Malaysia's preparedness efforts. The marketability rate of technical and vocational education and training TVET graduates has risen to 97.4%, thanks to enhanced collaboration between industry players and TVET institutions. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said this marks an improvement from last year's rate of 94.5%. He stressed that TVET is an agenda across race and politics, and it is a vital component of a dynamic educational ecosystem aimed at fully utilising the nation's potential.
TVET kita jadikan sebagai agenda yang merentasi kaum dan juga warna-warna politik. Kita merasakan TVET adalah merupakan satu ekosistem pendidikan yang baru di mana kita mahu guna tenaga di negara kita ini berada di situasi full employment, artinya guna tenaga penuh. Kerana kita dapati bahawa dari segi peluang pekerjaan memang banyak, tetapi industri memerlukan pekerja-pekerja yang berkemahiran.
He said this after visiting the Eksplorasi TVET at WTC program at Dewan Tun Dr. Ismail Kuala Lumpur World Trade Centre. The framework for the Artificial Intelligence Governance and Ethics Code, AIGE, is scheduled to be launched on 19th September. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, Chang Lee Kang, said the framework will provide the guidelines and regulations that stakeholders across all sectors must adhere to. This move comes after numerous complaints regarding the misuse of AI, particularly by scammers exploiting the technology for profit.
Disalahgunakan untuk oleh scammer dan dia juga ada beberapa kesan yang negatif lah kepada masyarakat. Itu sebabnya penting untuk kita ada satu framework ataupun kerangka kerja untuk memastikan teknologi ini dikawal selia dengan baik.
He told reporters after the launch of the MOSTI 2024 Madani Village Adoption Programme in Segamat. In June, Minister of Communications Fahmi Fadzil said that the government recognises the need to establish a regulatory framework to address ethical challenges in AI technology. The government's decision to mandate licensing for social media providers effective 1st January 2025 is a proactive step towards safeguarding the interests and safety of users. Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC Deputy Managing Director Datuk Zulkarnain Muhammad Yassin said the regulation is a crucial legal intervention to maintain a public order and preserve national harmony. He said with the rapid advancement of telecommunication technology as internet coverage reaching up to 97% in the country, there have been abuse cases of social media platforms, particularly concerning cyberbullying, cybercrime and hate speech. Datuk Zulkarnain also said based on MCMC's observations, internet service providers have been perceived as neglecting their responsibility to protect users. He further noted that the time has come for licensing or legal intervention to be formally introduced after 26 years of internet usage in Malaysia. Previously, MCMC announced that all social media and internet messaging services with at least 8 million users in the country must apply for application service providers class license, as stipulated in the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. The Agro Madani sales conducted nationwide from 1st January to 18th August have benefited 10.04 million households, generating savings of 29.5 million ringgit. And Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority Pharma Senior Director, Marketing Institution Development, Isa Hamzah, said that during this period, a sales value of 98.4 million ringgit was recorded, though through 4,669 events. The Agro Madani sales, according to Isa, not only benefit households but also support entrepreneurs, with 65,114 participants as of August this year, where Pharma anticipates the number to rise to 80,000. He added that this year Pharma aims to host 5,000 sales events nationwide, providing further benefits and savings to consumers.
4,669 program. Jadi nilai jualan dia 98.4 juta dan penyematan dia 29.5 juta. Jadi dari segi penyertaan usahawan pula ialah 65,114 orang. Jadi program ini adalah dilaksanakan dengan memberi manfaat kepada isi rumah sebanyak 10.04 juta.
He said this after the launch of a special sale in conjunction with the 67th National Day celebration at Jasin Farmers Market, which was also attended by Melaka Farmer Director Nur Azhar Abdul Hamid. Isa said the Agro Madani sale is designed to help consumers save money, thus alleviating the burden of the rising cost of living. He added the initiative also serves as a platform for agricultural entrepreneurs to directly market their products to consumers. Brazil's Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira will undertake an official visit to Malaysia for 2 days, starting today. And this is his first visit to Malaysia since assuming the role on 1st January 2023. Wisma Putra in a statement said Vieira will hold a bilateral meeting with his counterpart, Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan. Both ministers are expected to discuss existing cooperation between the two countries, including trade and investment, the halal industry, as well as people-to-people relations. Vieira is also scheduled to pay a courtesy call to the Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. Brazil is Malaysia's second largest trading partner in the Latin American region. And last year, Malaysia and Brazil recorded a trade volume of 17.46 billion ringgit. 21 flood hotspots have been identified in Kuala Lumpur, with an additional 14 high-risk areas requiring immediate interventions due to erratic weather conditions. Kuala Lumpur Mayor Datuk Sri Dr. Maimunah Muhammad Sharif said periodical reviews and studies will be taken to deal with these issues, including flood mitigation projects.
Kita punya ahli lembaga penasihat dan juga penasihat DBKL ada geologis, dan saya telah arahkan untuk diadakan task force immediately untuk melihat tanah-tanah slope-slope yang failure slope, apa kita perlu buat. Ya, kita perlu preventive, more preventive than reactive.
However, detailed information on sinkhole hotspots is not available, and cooperation with utility companies may be required to map the entire city. This came after a sinkhole incident yesterday which appeared near Masjid India and caused an Indian national to fall into the pit. Coming up next in our business segment, MAG plans to reduce flights and routes until December 2024. Malaysia began exporting fresh durians to China today, 2 months after signing the protocol on phytosanitary requirements for the export of fresh durian from Malaysia to China. Deputy Agriculture and Food Security Minister Dato' Arthur Joseph Kurup said that fresh durians have now been allowed into the Chinese market beginning this year, whereas previously only frozen durians could be exported to the country. He added that for a start, 40 metric tons of fresh durians, including varieties such as Musang King, Blackthorn, D24 and IOI from 8 exporting companies will be shipped to China in 3 phases.
Ini merupakan hasil daripada lawatan Tuan Yang Terutama Li Qiang, Premier Republik Rakyat China ke Malaysia pada bulan Jun yang lalu, di mana kita telah memeterai protokol keperluan phytosanitary pengeksportan buah durian segar daripada Malaysia ke negara China.
Also in attendance were Transport Minister Anthony Loke, Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Datuk Lokman Hakim Ali, and Federal Agriculture Marketing Authority Pharma Chairman Aminuddin Zulkifli. The Durian Export Initiative is part of Pharma's efforts to enhance the supply chain by improving the efficiency of the durian supply chain from local farms to international markets. Meanwhile, Loke said upon arrival at Zhengzhou Xinjiang International Airport, a comprehensive logistics network including trains, trucks and other transport modes ensures that the fresh durians can be distributed throughout China in under 24 hours. Major cities like Beijing and Shanghai could be reached, which are key markets for our fresh durian. Malaysia Aviation Group, MAG, is planning to reduce its flights and routes between now and December 2024. In a statement today, MAG said this decision comes in response to recent disruptions in their services, which affected Malaysia Airlines, Firefly and Amal services during the week of 19th August 2024. MAG Group Managing Director Datuk Captain Izham Ismail said the measures are being taken to implement corrective measures where needed regarding the incident. He deeply regrets the significant inconvenience the flight cancellations will cause to passengers. Affected customers, meanwhile, would receive an email notification regarding the cancellation of their flight, followed by an updated itinerary. In a separate statement, MAG also reported flight disruptions that occurred on 16th August 2024 due to multiple factors which increased flight delays and cancellations affecting Malaysia Airlines and Firefly services. Dato' Izham said the disruptions were due to various factors and the ongoing normalization of global aviation operations post-pandemic. United States light crude oil gained more than 2% a barrel on Friday after comments by U.S. Federal Reserve Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated the central bank was preparing to cut interest rates. Brent crude futures settled up by 2.33% at $79.02 a barrel. This week, both benchmarks hit their lowest since early January after the US government sharply lowered its estimate of jobs employers added this year through March, raising fears of a possible recession. On Friday, Powell endorsed easing the Fed's policy, saying further cooling in the job market would be unwelcome. He also expressed confidence inflation was within reach of the US Central Bank's 2% target. Recent data from China, the top oil importer, has pointed to a struggling economy and slowing oil demand from refiners. A renewed push for a ceasefire in Gaza between Israel and Hamas has also helped ease supply worries and weighed on oil price. Ceasefire talks to stop the war in Gaza have reduced fears the conflict would impact crude oil supplies. Ringgit is expected to strengthen against the US dollar next week, driven by signals from the Federal Reserve suggesting potential interest rate cuts in September. Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad Chief Economist Dr. Muhammad Abzanizam Abdul Rashid said the local currency could gradually appreciate, possibly trading between 4.365 ringgit and 4.375 ringgit. Dr. Avzanizam said key data to watch next week will be the U.S. Personal Consumption Expenditure (PCE) price index for July. Both headline in core, as it will provide further insight into the U.S. dollar's direction. Meanwhile, Kenanga Investment Bank Berhad anticipates continued capital inflows into Malaysia, driven by a strong domestic outlook, a slowing U.S. economy, and the potential for global monetary easing. In a note, the investment bank highlighted that mounting evidence of a slowing U.S. economy, cooling inflation, and a dovish tone from the Fed could weaken the US dollar index further. Yesterday, the ringgit strengthened to 4.372 ringgit against the US dollar from 4.4295 a week ago. The Association of Malay Importers and Traders of Motor Vehicles Malaysia Perkembangan aims to provide 40 units of EV charging stations by end of the year. Its president, Datuk Muhammad Nazari Nordin, said the provision of the charging station will be in tandem with the introduction of the Dongfeng Box EV model, expected to be launched this October. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry MITI, through a special EV-related task force, has set a target of 400 charging stations for Perkembangan by 2025.
Setiap ahli yang menjual produk Dongfeng ni, mereka pun juga kena set up charging station di showroom masing-masing. Jadi saya merasakan 400 target tu insyaAllah boleh dicapai.
Earlier in June, Perkembangan, through its subsidiary Central Auto Distributors, entered into a partnership with NextV Manufacturing Sdn Berhad. Malaysia is identified as a regional centre for the production and assembly of Dongfeng motor EVs. In our foreign front, tension mounts between Philippines and China over sea territorial dispute. Taking it to the Philippines, where its government accused China on Saturday of firing flares at one of its aircraft as it flew patrols over the South China Sea this month. Beijing has been involved in tense maritime confrontations with Manila in recent months, sparking fears of armed conflict that could draw in the United States, a Filipino military ally. The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea said a Chinese fighter jet engaged in irresponsible and dangerous maneuvers as the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources plane made a maritime domain awareness flight near Scarborough Shoal. The task force added the unprovoked Chinese harassment included deploying flares multiple times at a dangerously close distance of approximately 15 meters from the aircraft. Beijing has continued to press its claims to almost the entire South China Sea despite an international tribunal ruling that its assertion has no legal basis. Manila urged Beijing to immediately cease all provocative and dangerous actions that threatened the safety of Philippine vessels and aircraft engaged in legitimate and regular activities within Philippine territory and exclusive economic zone. A bomb blast in southwestern Pakistan killed 2 children and injured 16 people today, according to police officials. And Aviation Senior Superintendent of Police Manzoor Buledi said 7 policemen were among those injured when the remote-controlled bomb attached to a motorcycle detonated near police headquarters. Police officer Mujib ur-Rahman said that explosives were planted in a motorcycle which was parked in the area. He added that the 2 children killed were passing through the area when the blast occurred. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif condemned the attack and expressed deep sorrow and grief over what he called the martyrdom of young children in the explosion. In a statement, he expressed condolences to their families, adding that he was praying for the recovery of the injured policemen and other people in the incident. No one immediately claimed responsibility for the attack that happened in Pishin, a district in Balochistan province. However, suspicion is likely to fall on separatist groups who have stepped up attacks on security forces and civilians in recent months. Nearly 300,000 Bangladeshis were taking refuge in emergency shelters Saturday from floods that inundated vast areas of the low-lying South Asian country. The floods were triggered by heavy monsoon rains and have killed at least 42 people in Bangladesh and India since the start of the week, many in landslides. The nation of 170 million people is crisscrossed by hundreds of rivers and has seen frequent floods in recent decades. Monsoon rains cause widespread destruction every year, but climate change is shifting weather patterns and increasing the number of extreme weather events. Highways and rail lines were damaged between the capital Dhaka and the main port city of Chittagong, making access to badly flooded districts difficult and disrupting business activity. The flooding also comes just weeks after a student-led revolution toppled its government, with an interim government led by Nobel Peace Prize laureate Muhammad Yunus still finding its feet. Ordinary Bangladeshis have been crowdfunding relief efforts. They have been organized by the same students who led the protests that sparked the ouster of Hasina, who remains in India after fleeing Dhaka. In sports, Tan Sri Norza Zakaria resigns as BAM president. Details right after this. Tan Sri Muhammad Norza Zakaria has resigned as the president of the Badminton Association of Malaysia, BAM, after 7 years of service. And he said the BAM Council accepted his resignation at its meeting today.
As a president of BM, I have no regrets. I've done my best, I've tried my best, I've given my best, and I do hope that, as I said, my best wishes to the next leader to ensure that badminton is still a sport that is proud. It's a pride of Malaysia.
Tan Sri Muhammad Norza said he would now devote more time to his duties at the international level. He also expressed hopes that the leadership that will take over the badminton governing body will be ready and more open to accepting whatever challenges the sport may face in the future. Previously, he announced his intention to step down in December 2023, with Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz named as his successor. However, after being persuaded by Youth and Sports Minister Hannah Yeoh, he agreed to stay on until Paris 2024. The 57-year-old corporate figure replaced Tengku Tan Sri Mahalil Tengku Arif as BAM president in 2017. In La Liga, Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti said striker Kylian Mbappe will enjoy a beautiful day when he makes his home debut for the Spanish Giants on Sunday. And Los Blancos face Real Valladolid in their first match at the Santiago Bernabeu this season, with supporters clamouring to see the French superstar in action. Mbappe scored on his debut for Madrid in Warsaw against Atalanta in the UEFA Super Cup win, but could not find the net in a 1-all league draw at Mallorca.
Creo que va a ser un día muy bonito para Mbappé volver por primera vez jugar en el Bernabéu con la camiseta de Real Madrid. La afición tiene mucha ilusión con él. Por cierto, él va a jugar por la calidad que tiene un gran partido. La afición va a disfrutar.
With Mbappe joining Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo and Jude Bellingham in attack, Ancelotti has complained his team have lacked balance in their first two matches. The coach also said Bellingham suffered a knock in training and was being looked at by medical staff ahead of the Valladolid clash. And that's all in Malaysia tonight this time around. And in our top stories, Special Operations Room activated to prevent Mpox outbreak in Malaysia. I'm Renee Fong, Malaysia Madani, Jiwa Merdeka. Have a pleasant evening. Goodbye for now.
Duduk melepak minum sangkui aja. Tetap unity dalam apa benda. Yang paling OG itu yang utama. Sampai sekarang hidup kita harmoni. Berbagai bangsa penuh warna-warni. Selera kita sama-sama berkongsi. Kebanggaan Malaysia itu pasti. Yang penting paling OG. Tak kira tua atau muda, bersatu tak kira bangsa. Marilah sambut bersama, inilah hari kebanggaan kita. Tak kira tua atau muda, bersatu tak kira bangsa. Marilah bukti kita warga Malaysia. Ahai, cik mek molek tersenyum sangkut aja. Kita minum baju tradisi, kita sanjung budi bahasa. Kita junjung kita bersama satu bangsa. Semua beza-beza cita rasa, semua toleransi sama-sama. Jadi ini satu Malaysia. Dan yang penting paling OG.